Hi everyone, I'm Chris.
And this is Milton with the Sports Truth.
The truth will set you free, lividly.
All right, so this week we decided to do two podcasts. One today to deal with week 2.
And Milton's anger issues.
Yeah, and my anger issues, exactly. We'll get to that in a little bit. And then on Friday, we'll preview week 3's games. All right, so I broke down week 2's games into 5 categories.
Okay?
Make it a little more fun.
All right, yeah.
So the first one is betting games. So these are games I bet on. Okay?
Yikes.
Talk about that? Yeah. All right. Number 2, we talk about my 49ers. That's its own little section.
Of course it is.
Number 3 are blowouts. I'm sure there's plenty of.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Number 4 is down to the wire. These are games that were super tight. And number 5 was sort of a category of like, well, I don't know where to put them because they didn't really get blown out, but it wasn't really tight. So I put don't know what's going on with these games.
Right.
Sort of towards the end. So.
And then the 6th category, my Cardinals. If you're talking about the Niners, you're talking about the Cardinals.
No. The Cardinals are in the betting games.
Oh, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what? I love you.
All right, we're off to a good start. All right, so I put in a 4-team bet. I took the Rams. I took the Broncos. I took the Vikings. Sorry, I did not take the Vikings. I took the Cardinals. And then I took the Chiefs. Okay, so we're going to talk about those games. We're going to start off
with the first one.
The morning games. The Rams at the Colts. This game scared me a little bit just because I have respect for Frank Reich.
Of course, but not Carson Wentz. He has glass ankles.
Yeah.
Both
of his ankles are busted right now. And
on
you know
the
what?
same
This
play.
game wouldn't have really been that close if the Rams special teams punt protection hadn't lined up almost directly within the trajectory of the snap.
Yeah, they blocked their own punt. Isn't that like a first?
And you know what the funny part about it is that clearly he knows that it hits him. And instead of like, oh, shoot, it hit me, let me jump on the ball or pick it up or give it back to the punter, he runs and goes and blocks somebody. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like, why are you running to block somebody if you just
felt it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
panic.
Yeah. Carson Wentz.
You're donezo for the season.
Yeah.
Bye.
At times he looked okay, but there is one where he does a shovel pass into the goal line, and he threw it straight into a Rams defender, and that killed the play. So they had opportunities, but they blew it. Right now, I mean, you can talk about a lot of quarterback-wide receiver combinations, but man, the hottest one right now is number 9 to number 10, which is Stafford to Cooper Kupp.
Stafford to Kupp.
Kupp is just always open. I mean, he's like wide open, like Kelsey open.
The Colts are like, please, no more, stop, right?
Yeah. So, you want to know?
Which just proves how bad Goff is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if Stafford, always injured Stafford, can throw to Kupp like that.
Yeah, if he can maintain and stay healthy, I mean, the Rams are scary.
Yeah.
But within these games that I'm talking about, I'm giving you the power rankings.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Rams were number 4.
Yeah.
Now they're number 2.
Oh.
Yeah. The Colts were number 25 because they're terrible.
Yeah.
And because they played a game that they only lost by 3 points, I docked them just one spot, so they're number 26.
Yeah. No, but they're still in the cellar.
I don't know. I think it's Eason, the quarterback.
Yeah.
The
rookie or first year or whatever, second year, something like that.
So definitely not good. And then, I mean, Wentz's ankles are busted.
On the same play.
Yeah. How do you bust both ankles? Because like usually like when you play basketball or any type of sports, you roll one ankle. I don't know how you bust both ankles at the same time.
It's Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
That's your answer.
Yeah, it is. Only it can happen to Carson Wentz. Yeah. It reminds me of my oldest daughter's friend. Her name was Hannah. She was sort of like the crazy of the bunch, you know. She's the one that would do things that everybody else wouldn't. And I saw her at school. This is way back in elementary school.
Yeah.
And she had, you can imagine this, cast on both arms. She had broken both arms. Okay. I don't know how that's possible, but
it's Wentz.
But that's how it reminded me of when I heard the 2 busted ankles. Then I thought, oh, it sort of reminds me of my daughter Emily's friend Hannah.
Yeah.
Crazy Hannah.
Yeah.
That
Sounds about right.
busted both. Yeah. So, anyways, it's the future looks bright for the Rams, and not so bright for the Colts. They have a murderer's row. I mean, they're the first 5 games. I mean, they'd be lucky to be 1-4.
They're going to be
almost
0-5.
even if they had the right quarterback in there. But
they're going to go 0-5.
It's just sort of sad. I mean, it started with the Andrew Luck retirement because of injury, and then we had old man Phillip Rivers for one last run, but then he's done and he's coaching high school football.
Yep.
And maybe if the Colts are even within a playoff spot, because high school football, I want to say, ends like, let's see, September, October, something like mid-November, unless they go into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So maybe Phillip Rivers could come back and do his thing.
I know you're making a joke, but I have a serious thing for the Colts.
Okay.
Hear me out. They go 0-17, and they get themselves the number 1 pick to get a quarterback. That's all they need now.
They better hope it's a quarterback-rich draft, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like it was this year.
Yeah. So that's their only hope, is to get the worst record to get the best quarterback. That's all you're missing.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, there's teams worse than the Colts, so that's probably
not going to get it.
But,
unless they trade up.
It's
like your Niners did.
Yeah,
your Niners traded up. So
They did.
There you go.
Okay. So I'm happy because all these teams I had for a win. The Rams, the Broncos, the Cardinals, and the Chiefs. So they win 27-24.
Yep. Next one.
Scared me a little bit. Yeah. So then the next one was the Broncos at the Jags.
Broncos proving their defense is elite.
They do have an elite defense, a secondary that is second to none.
Literally.
Yeah. So my friend, he asked me a simple question, and he says, by the way, who is the worst team in the NFL? And I'm like, oh, that's easy. It's the Jags, because you have a college quarterback and a college coach, and they're still in the college sort of frame of mind versus being in
pro.
Yeah. So then I'm like, okay. So I asked my inner circle, close friends of mine, who their locks are, and then he says, oh, it's the Broncos. And I'm like, okay. So he puts a nickel on it.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know what a nickel or dime is, a nickel is 500, a dime is 1,000. So he put 500, yeah, and it was -6 that he's taking it. So
how much did he make?
He made 500 because you put up 500 to win 500.
Oh.
I think he lost on the Seahawks.
Oh yeah,
because he had taken the Seahawks.
Of course.
But yeah, so so I turn on the TV. You know, I get to watch about an hour and a half before I got to go to work. So I get to watch a half of it, the first half. And I see the Jags are up 7-0, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I took the Broncos. My friend that I sort of steered in that direction took the Broncos. But I started watching Teddy Bridgewater, and I saw his numbers.
Yeah.
And there's a crazy stat on Teddy Bridgewater. He was, prior to the game, 22-3 against the spread on the road. I mean, like, what quarterback? Like, even Brady, I don't think, has this numbers.
No.
And yet this guy, Teddy Bridgewater, who sort of bounced around, you know, trying to find a team. So, yeah, they took care of business, and they won handily. So, if you want to know the power rankings on this, the Broncos were at number 19, and they jumped up 6 spots, and now they're number 13.
Oh, playoffs.
Yeah, they're in that playoff conversation. The Jags, they were number 32.
So they go back to college football as the number 1 ranked above Alabama. Okay, good.
Exactly. No, because Alabama would tear the Jags apart. You kidding me? No, they're 32. You can't go any lower, so they're still 32.
So they're still tied down in the corner of the cellar in the dark, drowning in the puddle from the Washington football team's stadium, right? The water's still leaking down.
Oh yeah, for sure. They've been given up as lost. You know, like when you're missing somebody, but like in the rubble. Like, you know, there's nobody surviving.
Too soon, dude. Too soon.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Too soon to bring up 9/11?
No, not that. What's her name? She's been missing or whatever, and they think that she's dead. And
who's that?
The boyfriend ran away. I forgot what her name was.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that.
But yeah, that one's a big deal. So too soon, dude.
Oh, too soon. Okay. All right.
Anyways.
Okay. So I got the Rams, I got the Broncos, I just got 2 more until I get this nice payday going.
And then you come to my cards.
Yeah.
Yay!
So the next game is the Vikings at the Cardinals.
Oh, no.
And last year I made a bet The Lions had come to visit the Cardinals. I was impressed with what Kyler Murray, and I thought this is a
Me
slam
too.
dunk. And to make a long story short, the Lions ended up kicking a field goal and winning the game. So I text my friend, or I text you,
Yeah, me.
and I say, are the Vikings going to beat
The
Cardinals?
Lions?
Yeah.
Is this the Lions game again?
Is this the Lions game again? Yeah.
I was like,
so
yeah.
I had my
screw this.
friend Lauren telling me every time something scored, and every time he referred to this game, he said crazy. So you had pick sixes of Kyler Murray throwing the pick six, and then you have him throwing a 77-yard touchdown, and then you have the Cardinals kicker kicking a 62-yarder.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know people do 60-yard field goals anymore.
Still do.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sort of like, let's try it, but most likely we'll miss it.
Yeah. But it's Prater.
And then at the end, you have the Vikings missing a 36-yard field goal, which is a typical bad luck Vikings
Typical
thing.
Vikings thing.
They have the game won.
Yep. It's over.
It's
a lock.
field goal.
99% chance of winning.
Yeah. All that effort that you put into it.
Miss.
Yeah. Miss.
Lose the game. 0 seconds on the clock. That's it.
Yeah. So the Vikings last week were 24th because it was a close game, and they've been involved in 2 close games because they lost 3 points to the Bengals.
Yeah.
I dropped them from 24 to 25.
Yeah, that's about right.
Cards, they were number 3. They won, so I kept them at 3. I didn't want to push them up because they didn't deserve that spot, but I didn't want to penalize them because they technically did win. So I thought it was fair.
They didn't win the game. They didn't lose the game, but they survived the game.
They survived.
Yeah.
They're 2-0 in the NFC West, which you need as many wins as you can to win
that division.
Brutal division.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't think we would have had this podcast if I don't know. I wasn't going to let Chris over here because it was Cardinals. But then I probably which leads me into my next game.
Oh, no. Here we go.
I was like, I had survived.
Yeah, 3-0 so far, yeah.
3-0. I survived the storm.
Yeah.
The close one, the one that was supposed to take me out. And I'm like, I got the Chiefs. There's no way that the Ravens are going to. So I didn't watch the game at all. I had no texts. And so I'm in a good mood. I'm thinking, great. I'm going to be right about this.
Wait for it.
My friend's going to get a venti frap. That's what he gets when he picks the right winners. My wife's going to get the money. Because, to be honest, like, I don't care about the money. I care about making right picks.
Being right.
And being right and the juice, the high that comes with winning a bet. There's just such a high to it, you know? So...
But what happens?
Oh yeah. So
this happens.
Okay, so I get into there. It's not the game isn't on. I asked somebody that's in there to put the game on because by the time I figure it out, the game's gonna be over.
Yeah,
and then this one guy's like, he's a new guy there, and he's like, oh well, let me clean your table, and I'm just like, oh please get out of my way. And as soon as he did that, he didn't cause that to happen, but it was reading an omen. There's a difference between a jinx and an omen,
right?
You know. And so so the first play I see is a Travis Kelce across the middle. The Chiefs are driving. I forget the name of the kicker for the Chiefs, but he's automatic on those long field goals. Right. They just need to run a play or two to set up the proper field position for the automatic field goal.
Yeah.
And Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbles it. I was like, oh.
And loses it.
And then I'm like, okay, well, you know what? The Chiefs got 3 timeouts, so they stop them on 3rd down, but it's 4th and 1. This isn't Anthony Lynn that he's going to punt it back.
And also
to Mahomes.
And there's you like statistics, right?
Yeah.
Someone did a statistic on this. Having Lamar run on that 4th and 1 is an 80-something% chance of winning.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of punting, which is 66%. So it was actually the best move was to run.
For sure. And you know what? I've sort of been hard on Lamar saying he's limited. I mean, this was the game of his career because he had been 0-3 against Mahomes, against the Chiefs. They desperately needed to win this game. He threw for a couple hundred yards. He rushed. He had some amazing rushing touchdowns. He had some passing touchdowns. He had one, which was, I don't think I've ever seen it. He runs into the pocket, jumps up like he's going to dunk or something, and just throws the ball.
Jump pass,
and then when he ran into the end zone at the goal line,
he does
this cartwheel flip. I mean,
just to
he
show off.
Is crazy athletic. I gave him major props, and I just saw him as differently than how I saw him the 3 years he's been in. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he got pushed to the max, and he responded. And, I got to give a lot of credit to him and to Harbaugh because, Harbaugh is an amazing coach, coaches all three of his units, which is the offense, the defense, and special teams, because Justin Tucker is the best field goal kicker. He rarely misses. He's not Nate Kading,
Right.
who has like a 92% field goal average, but then in the playoffs, has like a 25% or something like that. I don't know the statistics,
Choker,
but anyways, yeah. So, those damn Chiefs. And every time I bet on the Chiefs, like they just mess with me or let me down. So I'm like, is it worth just like losing all this money so that I could push the Chiefs out of the playoffs? I don't know. That's giving myself a little bit too much.
I gotta know the power rankings now.
Yeah.
Okay. These power rankings now.
All right.
Chiefs.
All right. I'll start with the Ravens.
Yeah.
To build up the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They were number 11. And after this, I jumped them right back into the top 10, and they were number 7, where I had them previously when I started.
So back to 7.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and then the Chiefs. In my original power rankings, I think I dropped them to the bottom 10. But I'm like, okay, you know what? This is a sports truth. I can't let my bias and my vitriol, influence the rankings. So I was fair. I went from 2 to number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They barely lost because of fumble.
They barely lost because fumble. And you know what? You can be pissed off at Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but I'm going to put this on Patrick Mahomes. He's the one that drank your venti frap. He's the one that took the $200 from my wife that I was going to give to her in the morning to make her Monday morning.
And he took
they were up 35-24, and then Patrick Mahomes thinking he's
Brady.
Thinking he's Brady is getting tackled and forces a throw, which gets the interception. Because if he doesn't do that, they move in, they kick a field goal or get a touchdown, and then the Ravens don't make that. So, yeah. And I just get tired of it because ESPN always praises him, much like they praise Peyton Manning and trying to make him the best of all time. And it's just Brady. I just have this love-hate relationship because I realize how awesome he is, but at the same time, he took a Super Bowl for my Niners, so I don't know. I don't like him for right now. I mean, especially after what he did. So yeah. So anyways, those are the betting games.
Right, and he took your high of winning, right?
Yeah,
he took that from you
I mean, when you win a bet, I mean, you come home, you have that nice beer,
feel good,
you're watching all the shows. I mean, you're just money yourself, and you're like, I'm the smartest man on the planet, And then, but yeah, I was feeling pretty low, and I was like, you know what, I need to watch some show or HBO.
And very angry.
I went to bed early that night.
Did you tell our viewers what you did at the Costco?
Oh yeah,
I was
I was just slamming the tables, cussing out the TV with my coworkers and managers. Usually I'm like Mellow Milton, just like fast-paced, doing his job, helping others out. As I mean,
not now.
I'm just glad I was glad there wasn't a weapon next to me. Anyways, all right. So now we're gonna go to our third category, which is blowouts.
Yep, here we go.
Some of these were warranted, or you could see happening.
Oh, I saw them coming.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say 4 of the 5 you saw and 1 you didn't. So, okay, we're going to start off with the Patriots at the Jets. Okay?
It's Bill Belichick.
It's Belichick. Okay?
Jets.
In 20 years, I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure he's lost like 3 or 4 games to the Jets. Okay?
That's not a lot.
I mean, they almost won last week. Mac Jones is definitely further along than Zach Wilson is. And I should have taken the Patriots instead of the Chiefs. And I told my friend, you probably should have taken the Patriots instead of the Seahawks. And he's like, yeah, I should have. And the big thing was that, I mean, Mac Jones was a better quarterback between him and Zach Wilson, which I just said.
Yeah.
But that defense was hungry. And the Jets last week lost Mecca. I forget what his last name is, but he's a Pro Bowl left tackle. Dude, when you're missing your Pro Bowl left tackle and you're a rookie quarterback, coached by a rookie coach, it's bad news. Zach Wilson threw for 4 interceptions, and the Patriots ran away with it, 20-something to 7, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Not much else to say on this game. The Patriots were ranked number 20th. They did beat the Jets, so I bumped them up 3 spots to 17. The Jets were 31st, and they stayed at 31st. I guess they could flip-flop with the Jags.
Have the Jets and Jags fight.
Yeah, have the Jets and the Jags.
That'll be a garbage game.
Yeah. That is a game I wouldn't touch because there'd be no angle to it, you know? All right, the next game is the Bills at the Dolphins. This game scared me a little bit because, Tua went into Foxborough and looked really good.
Yeah.
Early in this game, Tua got hurt, which he always getting hurt, whether they were Okay. There we go. All right. So
he got hurt.
He got hurt
again.
Yeah. It was a bad one. I mean, the guy got him and just fell down on him and just crushed him, and just the way he was limping off the field. And was it Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah.
Right, that came in.
I believe so.
Yeah, so I think the Bills would have taken care of business and beaten the Dolphins, but it would have been a much closer game. It wouldn't have been 35-0. And you know what? If you look at the Bills against the Dolphins, while Josh Allen's been there, they own them. I mean, this isn't the first time that they've blown them out. So I'm glad to see. Usually my rule in betting is if a team screws me over, no matter how tempting it is. Was it tempting to take the Packers against the Lions? Yes, but I was so pissed off last week that the Packers lost 38-3.
The Saints blew them out.
Yeah, exactly. So, but now Bills are in good graces, so I'll consider them heavily for the next few games. Okay, so the Bills were ranked number 10 because they had lost to the Steelers at home in a game they sort of owned, which was weird. Just weird stuff happening. They jumped up to number 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty high.
It is pretty high, but when you thrash a team 35-0 and Josh Allen is looking like MVP Josh Allen, then he deserves it. I mean, he hit Stephon Diggs, he hit Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, he was just money. I mean, they're still concerned about their running
back situation.
Yeah. So,
Kinda
and
like
then the
Niners.
Dolphins, they were 22nd. They just fell to 23. I mean, because they have one win, so I didn't want to drop them too far, and there were teams worse than them. So, yeah. All right, the next game is the Falcons at the Bucks.
You saw this coming.
We saw this coming. Yeah, I mean, I'm always asking Suri what the game is or what the scores are because on Sundays I'm always working most of the time at Costco.
Yeah.
And so at one point though it was 28-25, and I'm like, oh no, could the Falcons really pull this off?
The Dirty Birds.
And then all of a sudden I look later and it's 48-28. No, 48-25.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't know. Maybe the Bucks were bored, or you gotta get pumped up. Like, oh, this team's coming into our house and they're threatening us. But like, how much of a threat really are the Falcons? So yeah, I mean, Brady throws for 5 touchdowns at age 44.
Yeah,
which is unheard of.
Again.
So he's got 9 touchdowns
in 2 games. So what pace is he on now?
God.
Come on, stat guy.
Okay.
So 15 games left.
So I'll split it in half.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that possible?
Yeah. How many?
Would it be 72 touchdowns?
Yes.
Because you take 9. Let's split the 17 game season in half.
Yeah.
So there's only 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he would just completely rewrite the record books. I mean, I honestly think at this point he's got a great shot to bust the 55.
He can get 60.
He can get 60. Yeah. I mean,
crazy.
And someone mentioned this, so I'm not going to take credit for it. But I mean, he's like Benjamin Button, I mean, he's getting better, His stats right now are better than his 20s or 30s.
He's in his prime.
He's in his prime at age 44. I need to do the TB12.
He's in his prime now, guys.
Yeah.
It's not scary.
Exactly.
Think about being in your prime, but with 20 plus years of experience with that prime.
Yeah.
That's unfair.
It is unfair. Yeah. So, and then on top of that, Edwards, which must be some type of secondary player for the Bucks,
Yes.
had 2 pick six. He's had 2 touchdowns. So.
He's the new starter, I think, in the secondary for the Bucks because there's been injured.
Okay.
He might be for now until the injured people come back. So, hey, the Bucks again are overpowered.
And you know what? The Bucks, who they talked to this week because they wanted that the 49ers should have already signed because their secondary sucks.
Yeah. Who?
I just gave you the answer. No, really?
I'm thinking about your corner. I forgot his name.
Okay, Richard Sherman.
Yeah, really? Again?
Yeah.
Everyone keeps trying to take Richard Sherman.
I know. And what better team than the Bucks? I mean, Richard Sherman's an a-hole. He's got issues. He could play, right?
Just like Antonio Brown.
Perfect.
Brown. And Brady will rein him in.
Yeah. Antonio Brown. So it's like, come on, really? That's like me hearing that Bezos made an extra, few $1 billion today or something. Like, they don't need it, but they're getting it. So, yeah. Somehow.
So
and why would Richard Sherman be like, I don't care what you pay me. I just want another Super Bowl, and then I'll be able to make money off the Super Bowl.
He'll go to the Bucks then.
Yeah, he'll go to the Bucks.
He's going to go.
Yeah.
How do you feel? The trade deadline doesn't start for another 6 weeks, so you're screwed.
I mean, just what can you say? The rich get richer.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Tom Brady is the Pied Piper. He's just playing his little flute, and everybody's following him. And
I mean, his aura and his charisma is off.
Never seen anything like it, really.
Yeah, you want to come to my team?
Because I mean, even Jordan faded out and played for the Washington Wizards after his Bulls day, and he still was a top player. But I mean, he wasn't 90s Jordan anymore, even though because I think he played in the early 2000s.
Brady is 2000s Brady in the 2020s.
Yeah,
you should be scared.
For sure.
I'm scared.
So we took care of that. All right, and then last night's game, Lions at Packers. Oh, no, wait a minute. So the power rankings, the Falcons were number 30th. They deserve to stay at number 30. Yeah.
And the Bucks are 1.
They're 1. I mean, is there anything higher than 1 in math? I mean,
0.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. Okay. So Bucks is
they've entrenched themselves as the number 1 team. They started off number 1,
staying number 1.
They've won the last 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
The last 9 games they've averaged 36 points.
So their offense is powerhouse. Yeah. Unless your defense is elite, you're screwed, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get pounded into the ground. Yeah.
For sure. It's
unfair.
Yeah. Okay, and so I went over that. Okay, so you saw the Patriots blowing out the Jets, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Most likely you saw the Bills handling the Dolphins.
Yes, I did.
Sort of scary, but you saw the Bucks
obviously
tearing up the Falcons, and you saw the Packers. As much as I wanted to see them lose yesterday, they were going to beat. But then at the same time, I didn't want them to lose because then the 49er game would be a must-win. Now they're feeling good, we beat the Lions and relax and...
You're poor.
No, but they're playing in San Francisco. And this is a game for next week that we could talk about on Friday.
Next week.
I think if the 49ers had all their running backs, they have...
You have 4 injured running backs.
Yes,
I was going to make fun of you for that.
Dude.
Why is all your running backs getting injured, huh, Milton? Huh?
No.
As a Cardinals fan, I'm laughing at you.
Yeah. I know. I think if they had their full allotment of running backs, that they would just crush the Packers. But that's not the case. The 49ers have a tendency to own the Packers, so I'm hoping for the best. I mean, I'll probably pick the 49ers this week, even if there's a good chance that they could lose.
Do you see that as a out-of-division rivalry that we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was one time where it was like Brett Favre and Steve Young, and then...
perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so the Lions, a lot of these bad teams just stayed in their spot. Like, you're number 29... You were up 17-14 at half or whatever it was. Yeah. You're number 29.
Yeah.
You're just going to stay there.
Yeah.
The Packers were number 13. They're 10. I'm not going to go too crazy. This is the Lions.
It's the Lions.
Yeah, they can bite your kneecaps, but they ain't going to throw touchdowns.
No.
So, hey, be lucky that you're in the top 10. Okay?
Definitely.
All right. So the last blowout, I don't think people saw coming. But if you look at it in hindsight or put the pieces together, it's definitely a game I stayed away from. You had it as one of your 4 picks, which was the Saints.
Yeah.
My cousin had it as a lock.
Right.
My other good friend had the Panthers, but he makes crazy picks.
Yeah.
But he's right most of the time. And I have
Yeah.
a friend at work at Costco where it's the same thing. I'll be
Yeah.
like, really? And then
I didn't think that they would blow them out.
Okay.
It's unreal.
So this is what happened.
Yeah. Let me know what happened.
Okay.
I didn't watch the game.
So going into the week, the Saints had 8 COVID-related issues.
Right, players had it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't players, because if it would have been players, then it would have been too obvious. It was coaches.
Oh, the coaches.
And in the press conference, Sean Payton says, "Oh, it wasn't because our coaches had COVID. It wasn't because we're homeless right now, because they can't play New Orleans or don't have a place." And I forget what the other reason was, even though all those reasons had everything to do with it.
Right.
Famous Jameis sort of resorted back to his ways. Yeah. But, as much as you want to put blame on the Saints for not being vaccinated, why did 8 coaches get it?
Yeah, I know.
If all you had to do was be vaccinated, I don't understand that whole vaccination thing of like, no, I don't need. In fact, Chris Rock today said, I got COVID and wasn't vaccinated. I'm telling you, this feels like crap. Go out and get vaccinated. And I'm thinking, you're Chris Rock. You could have one of your servants come over and give you a vaccine shot,
So I think it's
I
Matt
hope you
Rule.
Writhe in pain. What's that?
It's Matt Rule.
It's Matt Rule.
The Panthers.
You are 100% correct.
That's the reason why the Saints lost.
Dude, he is so on his second-year plan right now.
Yeah.
In fact, I think he might be a little ahead of his 3-year plan.
Yeah.
So if you remember his first year, and this is outside the box thinking, his whole entire draft was defense. Yep. Never been done. Some people were like, oh, but you had other issues and you should trade Christian McCaffrey. Like, who's the dumb ass ESPN pundits that are like, oh, yeah, the best dual threat running back?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the NFL,
him.
Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, keep him.
Yeah.
He's the basis of everything, know? And you sort of have this, like, poor man's trifecta, which is quarterback, wide receiver, running back. So, Joe Brady, who was the offensive coordinator at LSU for Joe Burrow that had that record college season, is an awesome coordinator. Matt Rule, man, young, bright, coach, to take somebody that was a parent bust. Even I was like, really? You're going to go with Sam Darnold? And man, he's looking good. He has his valve or outlet, which is Christian McCaffrey. He's got Robbie Anderson, which he had chemistry with through the Jets. Then there's DJ Moore. But the prize of the Panthers, we always talk about the Bucs front seven, right? Recognized as the best front seven, maybe one of the best front sevens. Like
you always do, yeah.
Yeah, one of the best front sevens, not only now, but of all time, So that's what the Panthers have in drafting that draft. And then they went heavy this second year in doing more defense. And their front seven, they're sort of, remember the Washington team? I almost said the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 years ago, it was the Niners front seven that we were talking about, right?
Yeah,
Bosa and Fred Warner and, Buckner and Armstead and just all these studs. And then it was the Bucs. Now it's time to talk about the Panthers. To be honest, I don't even know all the names. We'll get to know the names. But, man, that defense was harassing Famous Jameis into throwing picks all day. To hold Alvin Kamara in check, his fantasy stats were terrible. In fact, there's one guy, I'm sure he'll probably listen to this.
I'm sure he will.
That he was originally going to take Derrick Henry, but then he heard something and ended up taking Alvin Kamara. And that's a great pick, too, but
should have stuck with Henry.
Yeah, Henry had like 3 touchdowns, 182 yards.
Yeah,
he's one of the
he
few running backs who has like multiple touchdowns and a buttload of freaking yards.
Yeah.
So so they won handily, like 20-something to 7.
Yeah, blowout.
Yeah. Okay. Saints, they did 38-3 on the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess Famous Jameis and Sean Payton, I underestimated them. Let me bump them up to 6 last week. they fell to 16.
Yeah, they got exposed.
Because the Bucks are obviously going to win the NFC South, right? Yeah. And the NFC West is going to grab a whole bunch of those other wild card spots.
Oh, for sure.
But now instead of maybe the Saints getting it, because the Panthers have beat the Saints head to head, I mean, if there is another NFC South wild card spot, I mean, wow. I mean, maybe the Panthers do get it. It's a little too early.
Yeah, it's early. I'd wait.
But I'm just saying, like, if it's a horse race, the Panthers have the inside on the Saints for now.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so then the Panthers, they were number 23.
Got to bump them up.
Yeah. They jumped up 11 spots. Is that right, my math? Yes, to 12.
Oh.
So would you say if you're in the top 14, you're in playoff contention?
You're in the playoff.
Hey,
yeah, the playoffs
you're
are now.
2-0. You took care of the Jets, and you beat up on the Saints.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that blowout, no one saw coming.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Not even me.
I mean, between the COVID and my friend saying the Panthers. Oh, and also on NFL Network, there's a few people on the sports channels. Like if Mina Kimes says something, I'm backing that up. Another one is Cynthia Freeland. Do you know who she is?
No.
No, she's a stats girl. So I'm in love with her.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Don't tell the wife.
More Mina Kimes. My wife knows I have crushes, so it's okay. It's all right. She has her own crushes.
Oh, of course she does.
Yeah, exactly. It's a complicated marriage. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
Just kidding. All right. So where were we at?
Why the
Panthers
Cynthia
Freeland.
So well?
Like, so everyone's like, Saints, and she's like,
Panthers.
oh no, I got the Panthers winning by a point. So between my friend Tony picking the Panthers, and you know what I thought, and Cynthia Freeland picking the Panthers, I was like,
you should have picked the Panthers.
I should have picked the Panthers.
Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly. But pretty much stay off the game because I wasn't sure. I mean, I could see things in hindsight.
Yeah.
But yeah. What was I going to say about the Panthers? Okay, I think that's about it on that. Okay.
Your Niners?
Oh, I forgot. I skipped them because I went straight to the
How dare you skip your own Niner? Wow, some fan you are. Give me your Joe Montana jersey. I'm burning it.
Right. I'll give you my Jimmy Garoppolo.
From the Cardinals
fan. You can toss that one.
Yeah, sure.
This is Miami. We're calling to speak with John Lynch.
Yeah.
Is Garoppolo available? Because Tua
is injured.
Oh,
no. They're really going to call it the Colts. Yeah, we need a quarterback. Can we get Garoppolo?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because Shanahan was
Dolphins.
smart in keeping Garoppolo, and at some point maybe they make the transition to Trey Lance.
They're going to trade
the
Colts or the Dolphins.
What I would do is, I mean, the Colts or the Dolphins, or there's a whole bunch of teams that could probably use Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And get one of our second round pick, because we paid a second round.
Yeah,
we want at least a second round pick
for
Garoppolo. And then what I would do is once Trey Lance is starting, then I go to the Bears and be like, obviously Justin Fields is your quarterback. Andy Dalton, we don't want him.
Yeah,
we'll take Nick Foles. Maybe there's some magic there. And you got to remember that in the Shanahan offense, the quarterback doesn't have to do everything.
Right.
He is just a part of the system because it's based on the run game.
But Trey Lance can do everything.
Yes, he can. I'm just saying it's a backup because
you
want to have a backup in case even there's an injury for one game or a couple games.
Funny you say that, Mr. I'm down 4 running backs.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
keep talking about your Niners. I want to hear some more.
Yeah. So I was scared of Jalen Hurts. I even picked the Eagles last week. I think he's the real deal.
He is.
Playing in Philly, which is a tough place. And what I saw from the Niners secondary last week, I was a little worried.
Yeah.
But the Niners had reinforcements on defense, mainly on the defensive line. They got Kinlaw back, who was their first round pick last year, and another free agent, which I don't remember his name. But the defense pretty much saved the day. I mean, Jalen Hurts was doing his thing. He had that nice pass out of the end zone. But
crazy.
And that gives me some hope that the Niners defense, which was supposed to be maybe the better of the two units, showed up.
Yeah.
And they'll definitely need to show up this week.
Your QB contained Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
QB's
which isn't easy, you know. And then Garoppolo, he stepped up when he had to and got that touchdown. Who was it? Oh, number 15. Juwan Jennings. I had to ask my cousin who that
Yeah.
was because I had no idea who it was. I'm like,
Nice.
is that Michael Crabtree? Because Michael Crabtree.
Oh yeah, man, that's old, dude. Remember when Richard Sherman was trash talking Michael Crabtree in the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the Seahawks hate the Niners.
I think he ended up going to some other team.
Yeah, he did.
I want to say it's the Ravens or something.
He went to the Raiders and he went to the Ravens.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean I think that
was a funny one.
That ended his.
That was a funny soundbite from Sherman.
Yeah,
trash
sure.
talk.
And I hated him. And
then he came to the Niners.
And I was like, all right. I hated Dion at one time because he was always, covering Jerry Rice when he was with the Falcons.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're gonna play for our team, I'll forgive everything. And you might be an asshole, but if you're our asshole, then it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing about the Niners from a Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
How are you gonna run against my Cardinals now? You don't have any running backs. The Cardinals are going to do something against you.
Yeah,
whenever we match up, it's going to be funny.
Yeah. And it seemed like the Cardinals were susceptible to the run, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Dalvin Cook got injured, right?
Yeah, I think so, but he shredded us, though.
Yeah, he did. And then
the whole game.
But then he got injured. That's what my friend said. I'm not sure if he came back, but...
He did come, because at the end, I think.
Oh, he did? Okay, he
went
into the blue tent,
Yeah, then he came out,
and he came back, okay.
I think so. Yeah, because he was shredding us. You don't have anyone, so now I'm not afraid of you.
Well, it depends when we play you. If we play you early, then I'm going to be... I hope
I don't think... the Niners are going to sweat, I think.
If we can regroup, because... there's concussions, and then there's minor injuries, and then there's Jeff Wilson Jr.
Well, later on, yeah, but if
we play
you now,
this week or next week, we're definitely screwed. Yeah, definitely. All right, so power rankings, right?
Yep.
Niners were number 9.
Yeah.
Even though they won last week, I didn't like them letting the Lions back in the game and making stupid decisions and having the football boink off your helmet and Deebo Samuels. Oh, that's another thing I want to bring up.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Deebo Samuels has, like, a ridiculous amount of yards. I think, like, on pace with, like, Jerry Rice in his prime.
Damn.
I mean, once that guy's in the open field, he's gone.
He's very fast.
Yeah, I'm wondering where Brandon Ayuk is because, like, he was super talented. I'm not sure if he's dealing with
Some people just drop off, They have off years.
I'm hoping that at some point he, reappears.
Probably.
So, anyways, Eagles. They were number 17 because of their thrashing of the Falcons.
Right.
I dropped them to 21. I didn't want to slide them all the way down.
Right.
And I wasn't going to push them up. So
makes sense.
Okay.
And your Niners? Let's hear this whole bias.
No. They were number 9, and I pushed them up to number 6. So they basically went back to the spot they were to start off with.
Right. Okay.
Which I thought was
fair.
That
wasn't very Homer. You're good.
Yeah.
If you put 1, I was going to slap you because the Bucs will literally.
I'm not a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are number 1
because we beat the Chargers by
we shouldn't beat the Bucs. No.
Yeah, I was about to say because
this is a sports truth. So as much as I want to take the Chiefs and power rank them at number 32 and take my Niners and be number 1, that's not this type of show. We are not ESPN that worships
Mahomes because the Bucs would just shit all over your Niners. Sorry.
No, they would at this point. I think they should over probably most teams.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the betting games, which was painful.
And the Niner games.
And the Niner game, I was happy because I had picked the Eagles and the blowouts. All right,
what's the last one?
No, there's 2 last categories.
Oh, no, I'm scared.
Okay, down to the wire. Okay, Bengals at Bears. At first, it looked like Andy Dalton was doing his thing. This is a revenge game because he departed from the Bengals. They sort of pushed him out.
On a bad note.
Yeah, on a bad note.
And
then all of a sudden, Andy Dalton's running. I'm like, I didn't know he's running. And then he pulls up and injures something.
Of course.
And Justin Fields come in. He didn't have the best game, but the few of the runs that he did have was just enough to let the defense finish the job. And Joe Burrow, as exciting and as amazing as he was last week, I think if he even has a pretty good game, they win, but they don't, and they lost 20-17.
Right.
So now it's the whole Justin Fields.
You know what? I want Justin Fields to play.
Dude, everybody does.
He's a dual threat.
Dude, Bears fans.
He's new.
ESPN pundits.
Sports truth.
Exactly. Andy Dalton's mom. Andy Dalton's wife. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
I know. So yeah. They lost that. So Bengals were number 22. They had that nice upset win against the Vikings. Dropped into 24. They only lost by 3, so I'm not going to punish them that much.
Right.
The Bears were number 26. They got the win. because Justin Fields was in there, so
Yeah.
I bumped him up 6 spots to 20. And now, and the funny thing about Matt Nagy
because he nags. Yeah, 'cause he
is
nags.
like, if Andy Dalton is healthy, he is playing. I'm like, oh
No.
my god. Like,
Play
I know
Justin
you honor
Fields.
the pinky swear,
Yeah.
but come on.
With the red-haired cousin no one likes.
Yeah, the red-haired
Red herring.
stepchild.
Yeah.
I forget who they played this week, but
I don't know.
anyway, yeah. So I erased that. Okay, the next game, which it was 50% on one, 50% on another. It was the Cowboys-Chargers game. I thought this was going to be a crazy shootout. Dak throwing it and Justin Herbert throwing it, right?
No, it was the defenses.
It was the defenses and it was the run game. So you know what? I'm going to give props and some shout-outs to the Cowboys. I'm going to show you what they did right. I think Dan Quinn is a lot better than I anticipated because it's essentially the same defense, but they added some young defensive players. Taking Micah Parsons from linebacker and lining him up as a defensive end, genius move.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy in the preseason was like, Coach, why can't I play the whole game? You know, because you're valuable and we don't want to lose you.
Right.
So to put that, you see certain people and they have this bottled energy.
Yeah.
That it's like they just.
It's Micah Parsons.
It's Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
And so to put him on the end, if you ask me the reasons why the Cowboys won that game, besides the refs.
We're not going to get into that just yet. Yeah.
It's Micah Parsons. He was harassing him all
Poor Herbert.
day.
Yeah.
Also, you thought that Dak was going to throw for 6,000 yards.
Yeah, I thought he
yards,
was.
Right,
Yeah,
but they were missing Mike Gallup, so they weren't at the full arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a good job of Pollard, which actually had the better game, and Zeke Elliott. So they were just pounding the run because I guess the Chargers were set, or at least Staley was set up in Dak, you ain't throwing 400 yards on us. But guess what? They probably rushed for like over 200 yards.
Well, yeah, Zeke.
With Zeke and Pollard. They both had amazing games. So, yeah, it came down to the end, and they almost blew it, which is I put it on Mike McCarthy. Because I was like, are they going to let the clock run out?
Yeah.
No, we're going to kick a 56-yard field goal, which he made.
Yeah.
Zerline, he's got that big kick, that big leg. But
unlike the Vikings.
You know what? I mean, some of those calls.
From the here we go. Ref ball.
Yeah, because home field usually means that the refs should because you can call a penalty on any play, right?
Right.
A hold. Pass interference, whatever.
Yeah.
But
how do you feel?
Okay, so I'll go to the most obvious one, and then because some of those shifts, I'm like, oh, really? You know, like if it happened just once, but I think Matt said it happened. Like Matt Guccione said it happened three times.
3 times
because he was there. And then that one where Micah Parsons is on Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert's throwing it away, and then I was like, well, last time I checked, the NFL is tackle football, but it seemed like two-hand touch, so it was just like, really? That's a sack? It's one thing when you're like dragging him to the ground and in the grass,
yeah.
But he was just starting to. He got that off. That pushed us out of range. So, yeah, I mean, and if those calls weren't bad, then they weren't obvious to me. So. Oh, poor Chargers. I mean, they had some weird calls happen last week, right?
Yeah.
With the fumble that wasn't the fumble.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's bad luck, Chargers again. Just like the Vikings, bad luck.
Yeah.
Refs, bad luck. Yeah.
So I'm glad that the Chargers won last week because I had a feeling if I had to take a team between both of them, I would have taken the Cowboys with points. They were rested and
angry from the Bucs.
And then you know what? I mean, you got to remember that Justin Herbert, as much as he's Rookie of the Year, he's still just in his second year.
Exactly. He still threw that pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
That was on him.
Yeah, that was on him. That wasn't on the Cowboys.
That wasn't the refs. Yeah.
So Cowboys, they were number 12. Due to some teams being better than others, they fell to 14.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know how that happened.
And Chargers?
And the Chargers were number 8 in the top 10, and then they fell to 15.
Yikes. Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, just because... Yeah, and I was sort of like, hating that ESPN was like, oh, I thought
The Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. No, you barely won. That's what they said. I'm like, oh my god, just because he won by a field goal.
But
Super Bowl.
they do that, and then on the flip side with the Chargers, they said like, oh, but it looks like the Chargers can't get rid of that old bad habit of not being able to close games. No, it was not Staley's fault. Was it a little bit of a fault on Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Was Anthony Lynn?
Dude,
Brandon Staley is so much better than Anthony Lynn.
So much better. Yeah.
It wasn't on the coaching.
Yeah, I don't even think Anthony Lynn would have like huffed and puffed and got pissed off on the sideline.
Did you see how pissed that Staley got
on
that bad call?
I loved it.
He was cussing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
That's the coach.
I don't put the loss on him at all. I'll let you know when it's Staley's fault.
Yeah.
It definitely was
Staley's fault. Yeah. He's good.
So anyway, and then the Chargers the next couple of weeks they got to go to the Chiefs, who's coming off of a loss.
Oh no!
Then they got to play the Red Hot Raiders. Then they got to play the Browns. It is not looking
Murderers
good.
Row 2.0.
2.0, exactly. The Colts thought they had it bad. The Chargers are like, hey,
the Colts gonna go 0-5. The Chargers gonna go 1-4.
Yeah, I'm hoping they go 2-3.
Oh no!
2-3 would be so much better. So dig yourself out of that hole instead of 1-4. You know? Especially with the Raiders and Broncos are like, we'll take that last wild card spot.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah,
that seemed clearly.
At least I still have my Cardinals, and I just watched them lose like the next 12 in a row because I jinxed it.
No. Okay, so we've done with that. Okay, the last down to the wire game, which it shouldn't have been, was the Titans at the Seahawks.
You said shouldn't have been, but you've already called Seahawks.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the Seahawks have this tendency at home with the 12th man. You would think that they'd be like undefeated, like so. How the Broncos have Mile High or whatever stadium that they play at.
Mile High.
Yeah. But they don't. They're like in complete domination of the whole game. They were up 24-9.
Yeah.
At one point.
And they blow it.
And the crazy part is that the Titans. Some teams come back by throwing themselves back in the game, like the Chiefs, or throw in some other, or Brady last year when he was trying to get back into the games. They ran their way back into the game.
It's Derrick Henry.
He's
a home run threat every time he gets the ball.
3 touchdowns, 182 yards.
Crazy.
Just a beast. I mean, the offensive coordinator, who didn't use him very well last week.
Against my Cardinals.
Against your Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was getting bodied by Isaiah Simmons.
Was that play on the Seahawks a safety? Because they...
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't called because
they called it
the
a
refs.
sack. And he was in the end zone, but he threw it?
At the 1.
Like, how could you be in the end zone, throw it, but then put it at the 1?
Because those refs got paid on, like, the Chargers refs.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, my friend had that bet. He had picked... Let me get this right.
The Seahawks, right?
He had picked the Rams and the Broncos to win.
Right.
Besides his nickel bet. And then all he needed to do to close out was the Seahawks.
How'd that go for you?
He was just like, F the Seahawks. And what I told him, the reason I stayed away from the game, besides telling you their issues at home, is that you never want to bet against the team that's reeking of desperation. Yeah. And I think that that's what happened with the Ravens. I should have taken that into consideration.
Yeah, I should have.
The other thing I should have taken into consideration, because, you know, when you do all the numbers on the Chiefs-Raven games, going back to that, the stats totally favor the Chiefs. Like, if we're passing it every down and you're trying to run it, it's not going to work. In fact, the Chiefs had a game like that a couple years ago where the Titans beat them like 35-34, even though the Chiefs had the numbers on them.
Right. Makes sense.
But, let's see. Chiefs. Yeah, now I know why. I was looking over it, and I'm like, okay, the Rams, that was a good pick because Carson Wentz sucks.
Right.
And Stafford, McVay, Coop. I mean, that's you
Cup.
You could put that in the nucleus right there. Like usually the nucleus just contains the quarterback and the coach, but in this one, you know,
Cup
maybe Cup is that electron
that's
going
sitting
around the neutron and
the proton.
The proton, yeah, exactly. A little science nerd for you people out there that took your chemistry class or physics class.
My God,
yeah. Were we talking about the Chiefs?
Yeah. Why the Ravens are going to win?
Do you have any idea? I mentioned it before, but it's not obvious. But
I don't think. I think Lamar bounces back after he loses close
Okay,
bad
it
games.
had. How about if I told you it has nothing to do with football?
Really?
Yeah,
What does it have to do with it? Let's hear it. Is it the Monday night curse again? Is that what it is?
Close.
Or the Sunday night curse?
Sunday night curse.
The Sun. That's right.
I call it the Sunday night scaries.
Yeah, the Sunday night scary.
Okay?
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because last week the Rams were clearly going to beat the Bears.
And then.
Okay? But I was scared off of it, and then I was like, well, I'm not because it's the Chiefs and Mahomes. The Sunday night
Sunday
scaries.
night.
I even documented what I do in the off season is I sort of rehash the season, see what went right, what wrong.
Sunday night football.
I do the stats, you know. It was Sunday. It's called. I mean, okay, and this is true because the Ravens were about to score a touchdown with their running back. The Chiefs punch it out, and it just floats in the air between three Chiefs, and the wide receiver for the Ravens catches it. That's some weird voodoo stuff going on. I rarely, if you're going in for a field goal, it's usually can you make the field goal or not. It's not, oh, we lost the fumble before getting in field goal range, you know? So, yeah, Sunday night scaries. Luckily, next week is the 49ers and Packers game, which it involves my team. Too much emotions going on and Sunday night, so I am not touching that game.
Don't.
I'm going to sit back, try to watch it at work a little bit, catch the end of it.
I'll be watching from the sidelines as a Cardinals fan, laughing at you. The Packers are going to destroy you. Have fun.
Yeah. All right, so we'll finish off on the Titans-Seahawks game.
Right.
Yeah. So Titans were number 21.
Yeah.
Because they just got obliterated at home, and then I bumped them up to 18. You know, I wasn't gonna like throw them in the top 10.
They barely won in overtime.
If you're number 21, you aren't automatically gonna go into. I mean, the only one that went from 23, which is close, to 12 was the Panthers. But they're 2-0.
Yeah.
They got Matt Rule. They got a good defense. They got a great offensive coordinator. I would love to know who the defensive coordinator. I need to do some research on that. Because he's doing a hell of a job.
You've been sleeping on the Panthers.
I haven't been sleeping on the Panthers.
How dare you?
Yeah. Because I am a believer in Matt Rule.
Of course you are.
Yeah. He knows how to build them in college, and apparently he knows how to build them in the pros, which the college to NFL jump is a big one that only people like Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
There's just a couple, but those are the ones that come to mind. Matt Rule, you know what I mean?
And Matt Rule.
Yeah. He's ahead of schedule, and next year in the third year, I mean, they still have to get a wild card because who knows how long freaking Brady's going to play. Apparently till 50 or like late 40s.
No, his wife's going to stop him.
His wife's going to stop him.
We've already been over this.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, yeah, I already went over the numbers, right? The Seahawks, did I say the Seahawks, what they were?
No, what are they
went from number 5 because they crushed the Colts to number 9. I had to keep them still in the top 10 because they barely lost.
Right.
They're still an NFC West member. So, okay. So far, have I been fair with the rankings?
Yeah, can you give me the power rankings of the 4 NFC West?
Okay, I will.
Tell me.
I'm gonna. I guess I'll tell you this before we go into.
Yeah.
Don't know what's happening or going on with these games.
Yeah, I just want to know how my NFC West is doing.
Okay, so Rams number 2.
Right.
Cardinals number 3.
Yeah.
Niners number 6. Seahawks number 9.
So they're literally top 10.
They're 4 of the top 10 spots.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be in NFC West.
And you know what? I mean, it would have been 4 of the top 6.
Yeah.
Because I would have, let's see, maybe bumped the Seahawks to number 4. So it would have been Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, Niners. It would have been 2, 3, 4. No, sorry. Is that right? Yeah. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it would have been.
Top 5? That's crazy.
Yeah, top 5.
They had won.
Yeah, the same division.
Like that's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
NFC West is the best.
So, like I said, you know, there was a betting category.
Right.
There was my Niners, who deserve their own category because I'm a huge Niner fan.
Of course you are.
Blowouts, down to the wire, which are stress related games.
Yeah.
And the last one is don't know what's going on, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
All right. So first we'll start off with the Raiders at the Steelers. your friend was very correct.
Joe, thank you, Joe.
You called it, and I was like, you know what? I think there is some truth to that.
Yeah, look at the stats.
So I think the most amazing part. I mean, there's a lot of amazing things of the Raiders, and I talked to the biggest Raiders fan, my friend. He's been a Raiders fan since like
the good old days,
the
70s.
early 70s.
Yeah, there you go. The good old Raiders days.
65, so he started watching football in the early 70s before I was even born. But
what do you say about it?
Yeah. So the offense is great. Derek Carr, I just like what he said after he beat the Ravens last week is like, hey, I just want to win. And when I saw him go onto the field, he was just hopping and skipping, and I was like, dude, this guy's got an arm. The arm and brain are working together, you know, to have that much confidence and his arm. And I remember when the Raiders picked up Ruggs, I was hoping that the 49ers would pick up Ruggs because he's like this 4'2" Tyreek Hill type guy. Yeah. And just a straight, what do they call it when they just run down the field?
Yeah.
I think it's like a 9 route or something like that.
Go route.
Yeah. And and then you got Darren Waller, and then Hunter Renfrow is probably one of the best possession type receivers. Whatever they did with their offensive line looks great. I was like, dude, why are you dismantling your offensive line? I apologize to you, Griffin. Obviously, you and
you knew what you're doing. Yeah.
I mean, you guys were on the chopping block, okay? They were having nooses go around your neck. And now instead of nooses, like, you know, you're on your thrones right now and being worshipped by the Raider Nation and the Death Star. And
the black hole.
The black hole.
And Peyton kept calling you Oakland because he didn't remember they moved it to Las Vegas. That made me laugh.
So, the Raiders looked good. Their defense, I think what it was because they sort of failed on some of their draft picks, you know? Like they were supposed to draft this obvious guy, but then they took the next best option, which wasn't the best option. He's got a weird name. I want to say he started with the Jags, then he went to the Ravens. His name's like Yannick or something like that. He's a defensive end.
Sounds like
yeah. And then Max Crosby is on the other side, and they're like,
the Raiders front seven is kind of similar to the Panthers now.
They got the pressure. Especially that front four that's pushing up, and then they solidified their secondary with Jonathan Abrams, and then they pick somebody in the early rounds that's sort of this stud safety too. So.
Now they have a defense.
Yeah, because
the hell?
last couple of years they were 6-3, 6-4, and then fell apart because their defense was shit.
Milton, you need to apologize. Remember what we did the first week? You said the Raiders have no defense. Remember what we said?
Yeah,
you need to apologize now to our fans.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. To the Raider Nation.
Sorry, Raider Nation.
The Gorillas and the Darth Vaders and people I would never want to see. You know, at a Chargers game.
We apologize on Half the Source Truth. You actually have a defense now. Kind of scary.
And you know what? The Steelers look like a mess. And so...
I told you.
When you tell me that you're replacing pretty much everybody on the offensive line... not with Pro Bowlers or like expensive free agents, but just like...
Randos?
Yeah. I mean, did you see how many times Ben Roethlisberger got hit?
Yeah, Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Just punched them in the face.
It's the Raiders.
Yeah.
They were going to dominate from the beginning.
They dominated. So to dominate the Steelers in that fashion, because they played like crap, and I don't know how they beat the Bills. It was one block punt.
It was a special teams thing.
It was a special teams thing.
And it was us being cursed on our bets, as always.
Yeah, exactly.
And my friend's right. The Raiders own the Steelers, no matter what.
So,
is this the thing?
I know you want to know the power rankings.
I gotta know.
Okay, all right.
AFC West.
Raiders, they jumped up last week when they beat the Ravens, which I predicted.
So did I.
I think you predicted in the upsets, especially as the Ravens.
They didn't have anyone.
Backfield was disappearing, much like the 49ers. 49ers hasn't disappeared. Because they're not gone for the season with MCL.
They're
and
just
ACL
injured.
They're just injured with
all at the same time.
Sprained ankles and whatever it is. Yeah. So they bumped up to number 11. There's part of me that wanted to push top 10, but I'm like, you know what? You're going to have to prove it. And you know what? Number 11 gets you, if you're in the top 14, you are in
the playoffs.
The playoffs, right.
Wild card.
Steelers, especially at home, to be embarrassed like
Yeah,
that.
how about them? How about that terrible towel got sucked up by the black hole?
Yeah, I mean, I love that the Raiders have been an item since the '70s. You know, I mean, whoever won the Raiders Steelers game was usually going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So
that's what
when the
they're rivals.
Steelers were
Yeah,
going to their had their dynasty going to the Super Bowl, it usually went to the Raiders. The one year that the Raiders won in '77 with John Madden
yeah.
and Stabler,
Kenny Stabler.
Kenny
Yeah, the
Stabler,
quarterback. Yeah,
they beat the Steelers too.
yeah.
I saw
Super
it on
Bowl.
the John Madden Life of or whatever on
Yeah,
NFL Network. Those are
Told you.
amazing. If you ever want to learn football
Madden.
or just more of it, just watch.
And John, you know what?
Uh-huh.
Got to give credit. John Madden went to a Vince Lombardi coaching seminar. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I know everything."
Yeah,
He walked out saying, "I don't know anything."
yeah,
So that just proves how much Lombardi knows. If John Madden says that,
yeah,
about
for
Lombardi.
sure, for sure.
That's why
I
the
mean,
trophy's named after him.
absolutely.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, just
God.
and you know what? Someone said this Raiders team, and I'll have to mention it to my Raiders friend Johnny. They have that little bit of that '70s attitude, you know. With
Yeah.
I forget some of the names.
The
but
meanness.
the meanness.
Yeah, the Raiders.
We're gonna punch you in the face. I mean, that hit that Roethlisberger took. I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't a personal foul. Not because it was a personal foul, but just because it looked like it hurt so much. You know?
Yeah.
That like it was legal, but you know that you shortened his season. Ben Roethlisberger is old.
Poor Roethlisberger. He doesn't even get his full name
Okay,
said.
so you got Big Ben.
Yeah.
You got a crappy offensive line. The only thing that's holding it together with
Juju
glue
Smith-Schuster.
and
Juju.
What else? Glue and
Duct tape.
duct
and
tape and gum is the fact that you have Najee Harris
and Juju Smith-Schuster.
and Juju
That's it.
and Chase Claypool.
Yeah,
So you got
but
some
it's
weapons.
Najee Harris.
Dude, Najee Harris
Good
was
pickup.
running,
Yeah.
and Jonathan Abrams, who's he'll punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Got just tossed. He just like
Yeah.
hand printed him and just pushed him out of the end zone.
It's Alabama, dude. It's the Alabama.
Yeah,
running
it's the
backs.
Alabama. Yeah,
My
it's
God.
the Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
It's the
Who else?
you
I know
know
there's
what,
a couple
Mark
more.
Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of them in there.
Sure.
All right. So did I go over? Yeah, I went over. Right. I said the Steelers went from 14 to 22.
You didn't say that, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then and the Raiders went up to
18 to 11.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my last game, which would seem like a
What happened?
no-brainer. Okay.
Yeah.
The Texans at the Browns.
Closer game than ever.
Closer.
We called it. We said it was
Yeah.
gonna be closer.
And you know
than we
what?
thought.
Yeah, there was just something weird about it. And then you predicted that the Texans were going to beat the Jags.
Yeah.
And then Tyrod Taylor. Okay, so let's take a look at Tyrod Taylor before we even get into this game.
Right.
And I don't know in which order he went, but at one time he was with the Browns when
Right.
they were terrible.
Yep.
They didn't have Kevin Stefanski. They didn't have the GM that they have
Nope.
now. Sorry, this isn't going to work out. And then he was with the Bills. Sorry, we got Josh Allen coming in.
Yep.
You got to be kicked out to the Chargers. Oh, okay, I think I can do something here.
And lung puncture.
Lung puncture.
Oh, Justin Herbert.
I hope we didn't kill you.
Yeah, bye. We're
Yeah.
shipping you
So
off to
I mean, this guy's is a dual
Texans.
threat quarterback,
Yep.
and I think he's just like I haven't been given a chance.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe this that had Tyrod Taylor not gotten out of the game as a 12.5-point dog, they beat the Browns,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I have no
I
doubt
can't
in my
believe
mind.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why I was like, there was something in my gut saying like, don't take. And luckily, the Browns and Bucks, because they seemed like such obvious choices to do the money line,
Yeah.
both got pulled.
Yeah, of course.
So I couldn't use that as my. It wouldn't have mattered anyways because I
Yeah.
would have had like Bucks win, Browns win, Rams win because I wouldn't have taken the cards.
right.
Chiefs. Shoot. Oh no, they lost too.
See,
So
it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
wouldn't
You would have
matter.
lost anyway.
Yeah. So anyways, let's get back to the game. I mean, he was looking good, and then he gets injured, and then as soon as that happened, I knew the game was over. The Browns barely win by 10.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield throws a stupid interception and
Yeah.
does even a stupider thing by, I'm going to go tackle this guy. I think what ended up happening, and this happened to me in football too, and it just immobilizes you for a while.
Yeah.
It's a stinger that you get in your shoulder when you hit another person.
Yeah.
That shoulder pad, it just like limps your arm
Oh no.
and that nerve that runs down it. And I think that's what happened to him because he ended up coming back.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if Baker isn't in that game, they probably still win because the rookie quarterback He's a third round. Never heard of him, and I'm pretty versed in college football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know his name, but yeah. So
The fact that Texans were even still in it.
yeah.
Like I said, what did I call? What did I say that you laughed at?
No,
me
you
before?
said like if all these
They all come together.
middlings, or I call them orphans, come together, and
we have nothing to lose.
We have nothing
Let's
to
prove
lose.
everyone
Especially when we
wrong.
have nothing to lose. Then
This team is scary.
Yeah, and the Browns are like,
Everything
we
to
need to
lose.
win this game because we should have beat the Chiefs, and you're at home.
Yeah.
It's not the obvious. So the Texans were 28. And then I pushed them to 27 just because, the other teams were worse than them.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Had Tyrod Taylor been in the game,
they would have won.
They would have won, and they'd be 2-0, and everyone would be like, "What the hell is going on?"
Not us.
They were supposed to be the worst team. Yeah.
No,
exactly.
I freaking called this crap.
No, you did.
You're the one who said, "Oh, the Texans are the worst team this season."
Yeah, just all the stuff. I mean, Deshaun Watson isn't playing. All the allegations of his happy endings. And,
to be fair, though, this is the craziest season I think in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure.
That I remember. This is crazy.
Yeah. So, and then the Browns, they were number 7, and then I dropped them down to number 8.
Yeah.
Because there were better teams in front of them. They made this game closer than what it needed to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And they won. So that's how it is. I think I'm going to do this from now on, is just sort of break them up into categories. Hopefully it'll fit like that.
Yeah.
All right. And then for our last part, we're going to do 5 random questions, and then that's going to be it because we don't want this podcast going on forever.
Of course.
That's why we broke it up into 2 different podcasts for the week. And it's too much time to let it pass for us to tell you of what happened last week when you either don't remember or don't care. It's fresh in our minds. It's Tuesday morning, So, okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I studied these questions hard to stump you. Okay, I think all. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. What's your favorite fruit drink? So basically, a nice cold drink that's made of this fruit.
Ooh, orange juice.
Oh, really?
Yes, orange juice.
I'm so picky about my OJ, okay?
Really?
Like the Donald Duck one or all the other ones that have the pulp or it's too thick.
Yeah.
The only OJ that I drink, and sometimes I'll have it with a mimosa, is Simply OJ. They're just
Simply Orange?
Simply Orange.
Yeah, I like Simply Orange too.
That's how orange juice should be made,
You freaking foodie.
Yeah, I you know me.
I know you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. I thought you were going to say pineapple.
No.
And so for me, it would be pineapple, and then my backup answer was going to be mango. I mean, pineapple is just awesome. I mean, whether
it's good for you,
yeah, it just tastes great, and like pineapple peach for my kombucha is one of my favorites, and pineapple type drinks. I think I had like a margarita spicy pineapple drink at the press box. It's amazing.
Of course,
so,
you did.
simple question, simple answer. All right, what songs would be on your soundtrack of your high school experience? Just a few songs.
A bunch of Trivium songs.
Trivia. Okay.
Because that's my experience, and some Dragon Force songs. Because that's who I listened to while I was in high school, and it got me through a lot of rough times.
For sure.
So I would definitely be playing that while looking at the photos and be like, thank God this is over. How about you?
I'm going to stay within the same genre.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the original Trivium, which is Metallica. And so in high school...
Good call.
Master of Puppets.
Oh, yeah.
That was my introduction. Like earlier... Because like I love movies, and I wouldn't call myself like a connoisseur of music or know a whole bunch. That seems more like Matt Gucciani's thing.
Definitely, Matt.
Yeah. But I like what I like. And so Master of Puppets, you know what? I woke up Monday morning to my wife playing Metallica. I don't know why she was playing it, but she was. So I was like, damn, I got a cool wife,
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Man, you lucky man.
Right? And so I got into my car to go to work Monday morning, and it was coming off of the Chiefs loss and my lost bet and all that. And so I'm like, I know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to get prepped for work. So I go to Spotify, right? That's what you do.
Yeah, of course.
And then I get the best of Metallica, and then I start off with Master of Puppets, I mean, I asked Matt Gucciani, I'm like, Master of Puppets, one of the best songs of all time? And what do you think Gucciani said?
Yes.
But more specifically, what's his trademark?
Oh, dang. I don't know.
No, 100%.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's what he says.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I said, what happened, Gucciani, with your 100% on the Chiefs? Because last week we were talking about the Ravens after they had lost to the Raiders. I'm like, well, the Ravens are playing the Chiefs this week. And he's like, 100% the Chiefs. He's like, here's your lock. And he also said, we'll take the Broncos too, which he was right on that.
But... We should have locked the Broncos.
Yeah.
The Broncos. Yeah.
So I would be playing that. I mean, there's so many good songs on that.
Gotta release your anger.
Yeah. Another one was Disposable Heroes.
That's a good one. Disposable Death.
Yeah. You will do what I say. Back to the front. And it's funny because at work in Costco, I'm at the end of the night I work merchandise, but at the beginning I'm concentrated in helping out the front end.
So back to the front.
So I told my other buddy that was doing in our same position where he started like boxing out and cleaning up displays and making sure everything functions. I'm like, man, I am so pumped. I just heard Master of Puppets and I heard Disposable Heroes and that was my my juice or my high.
Your release from the bad Chiefs game.
Yeah, exactly. that essentially like my pain medication to make
it
disappear and move on to the next week. Anyways, so that's cool. We were in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
I said Trivium, I said Metallica. Both of our high school experiences. All right. What is your most embarrassing moment you remember from your high school days and how did it affect you?
It was basically we were the marching band.
Oh, we're the pep marching band.
Yeah,
okay.
We're the pep band. Our football team got blown out. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, really? Do you remember by who?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
But it was so bad that
Oh, so you're in the marching band.
Yeah.
For the football.
Yeah.
And your team's getting beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't even want to look.
If the football team's doing terrible, then who gives an F
about the band? Yeah.
If they're doing well, then it's
the marching
band
you gotta play
good today.
Yeah. I couldn't even look at the crowd.
Right.
I couldn't even look at the band.
Shut up, marching band! You bunch of nerds. Your team sucks.
Yeah,
too.
basically.
Okay,
We didn't even get to play anything. I don't think we scored.
We
got shut out. I didn't even get to play the fight song for the touchdowns.
That happens a lot to Valhalla and
lately.
They're not.
But when I was there, we had Pete Thomas, who was a 4-star quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And we were blowing other people out, so we won a lot.
Yeah.
But I think it was just one off game for him. We did shitty, and I didn't get to play at all. It was like, okay. I was like,
I think
so embarrassing.
Yeah, I think the most famous athlete probably to come out of Valhalla, and this was during my time period because we both graduated the same year, was Tony Clark.
Really?
Who was a 6'8" basketball player. He was also the number 1 pick from the Detroit Tigers in baseball, so a 2-star athlete.
Out of Valhalla?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
what?
I was.
This man is like Kyler Murray.
Brother Greg Clark, right?
Oh,
this
okay.
other 6'8" guy who played for Washington. And so what ended up happening is he left Valhalla for whatever reasons, and ended up going to Christian. And took Christian to the state title. And then he lost. He averaged 45 points, 45 points.
That's crazy.
All season. We were going to have to play him because we were small school too, Lutheran High.
Of course.
But luckily, another school bumped him out, and we didn't have to have the embarrassment of some 6'8" guy that was playing guard / wingman, whatever, just dunking and shooting threes. So yeah.
No thanks.
Anyways, that's a little tangent. But and then he ended up going to Arizona, and then he came back to San Diego State, and he had injuries, so the basketball career didn't work out. And then no big deal, he was awesome at Christian. So think about this, he's the number 1 pick in all baseball draft out of this small private Christian school called Christian High, and led his Christian High team to the state title before losing. So this guy was amazing. Now he is, I want to say he's heavily involved. He was with the Padres for a while. He's heavily involved in baseball. I want to say he's a union rep or some type of position where so anyways. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Little San Diego history for you. All right. Okay, so you want to know mine, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
That's a lie.
That's a lie?
That's a lie.
Every day was perfect, and I was popular, and I was cool. Okay.
Oh, crap.
Okay. All right.
Come on, fess up.
I'll go with the minor one, then I'll go with the major one.
Okay.
So, most kids, and did you get chickenpox when you were little?
I did when I was a baby.
You did.
Okay,
I think you were like the last of them, because no one has chickenpox.
92, 93.
Days. Yeah. I mean, this. What do they call this generation? The TikTok.
Yeah, the TikTok,
Gen Y,
the Gen Z.
Gen Z. Yeah.
Exactly. They don't know. Yeah.
So I got in my senior year. So my friend, who I said was my best friend, was like, they're in church, because we're a Christian school, and they're like, anybody want to pray for anything? It's like, yeah, my friend Milton, he's got the chickenpox. And so
why would you say that?
Everyone was laughing.
Yeah, why would they say that?
What? 18-year-old gets the chickenpox. Yeah, I just remember itching really bad in my head.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the worst part.
looking like I had mass pimples, and then
the chickenpox.
And I was like, God, there's no way I could just get, because I had not bad acne, but I was dealing with acne.
Yeah, you thought it was acne.
Yeah, but I was like, why do I have acne on top of my head?
It's chickenpox.
It's chickenpox. Yeah. So that was my minor one. Okay, because I was at home, and by the time I came back, I think. So everyone had to laugh at me while I wasn't there. It works out for me. Yeah. Okay, so our senior year, we had this thing called Slave Day. Okay.
Let me just mute this mic really quick. Just kidding. Say that again.
Yeah, senior day was Slave Day, so all the seniors would be up there, right? And then the freshmen, juniors, and sophomores, I missed, and juniors would go. And they would buy somebody, and they could do what they want with them for the whole day.
Yeah. How is this allowed? What year was this? This is racist. This is racist.
Either 89 or 90, because
how is this allowed? That's true racism.
Yeah, it's a small private school, so you can sort of get away with stuff.
Yeah, no crap.
You could have not corporal punishment, but like
what?
Not beatings, but paddles.
Yeah. The nun with the paddle.
Yeah, exactly. It was all allowed.
Yeah, imagine trying to do that crap today.
Yeah, Hell no. Definitely not. That's a major lawsuit.
Yeah, no crap.
Yeah.
So let me guess, you got bought by an asshole.
I got bought by these 3 girls.
Oh no.
I want to say they were probably juniors.
They were juniors.
I don't think they cared for me much.
Good thing they weren't freshmen. They would have done a shit ton of shit to you.
Yeah. Were they freshmen? No, I'm pretty sure they were sophomores or juniors.
Yeah.
So
what they do to you? I need to know. I gotta know now. You said Slave Day.
Okay.
It's over for you.
The only time that I've been dressed up as a woman was on Slave Day. So I had like fishnet stockings. I had a wig. I had women's clothes. I had makeup.
Why did you agree to this? I would have left.
It's Slave Day.
No, I would have left.
No, you had to.
No, I would have gone home.
Or, they paid. So it's funny because on Slave Day, I had my own slave, which was the English teacher's daughter. Okay?
What is wrong with you people?
Yeah. So for mine, what I did, because I was a big Duke fan, and so I put her in a Duke outfit.
Yeah.
With, we were making collars and leashes for our family business, so I had a double row spike collar that I put on her neck.
Oh, the Duke?
Yeah, and then
Duke Devil?
Yeah, and so I had the double row spike collar that put dogs on her neck, and then a leash. So, here was this guy dressed up as an ugly bitch, with his, the English daughters, as a slave. Yeah, which I'm sure the English teacher, he didn't care too much for me either. Yeah, so picture that. Me dressed up as a woman with the
English
cute
teacher's
English
daughter. Just as a dog. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What?
So,
what school is this? Please tell me it's closed down. This is racist.
No, it's still going on. It's
how?
Yeah.
This is racist and sexist beyond belief, and it's still allowed.
Right, exactly.
Did you tell your wife these things?
I didn't, but I'll write it down in this book because my daughter gave me this. It's called My Father's Life, so it's from me being a little kid up to now.
Okay.
Dad, I want to know everything about you. Okay. In fact, that's where I'm getting the questions from now because I can't find my 3,000 questions. Yeah. And it's I feel like I've gone through every possible question in my mind. So yeah. It's taking longer to come up with
So bad.
Yeah, I figured that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So I lied.
We can't publish this. We can't publish this.
So, all right, we still have questions 4 and 5.
Right.
And then go. Okay. Okay. Are there any people you were friends with in high school that you're still close to now? And I would imagine you're only, 10 years removed from high school?
11 now.
11?
Yeah.
So do you have any that are close?
No, unfortunately.
No? None of them?
Nah.
There's not one
No, we kind of
dude that
drifted
you
apart.
play Dungeons and Dragons with? Or,
No, nope.
Or
We drifted away.
drifted away?
So I'm like,
or,
no,
okay.
and I don't, no, I'm not really close to anyone from high school now. Sucks.
All right.
They were fun.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So pretty much the end of high school came, and then that was it. Did a couple last for a little bit?
A couple
years?
last for a little bit in college, like Queen
Yeah.
Mac or whatever.
Yeah, and then
But then that's it. Yeah, once I
Okay.
transferred to my
All
other.
right. So
Sadly.
Chris has no friends. Got
Basically,
it.
all my friends are online now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sad. All right, how about you?
You know what?
How about you, Mr. Slave
It's been
owner?
a little over 30 for 30 years now. Because I graduated in 90 and we're in 2021.
Yeah, I know,
so
you old
all
fossil.
that, I had some throughout college and then after that, but there's just one. His name's Lauren.
Yeah.
He went to the same private school that allowed slaves.
Yeah, that's slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much did they pay for you?
I don't even remember.
How much was it? Like $5?
No, it's probably more than that. I wouldn't have done it,
No, I'm just insulting you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's other people that wanted to do mean things too.
Of course.
To me as well. But yeah, I played basketball with him. I played football with him. And the crazy part about him, he was one grade up ahead of me, is I thought he was an asshole. Which I even wrote in his yearbook. I'm like, I'm glad we've become good friends. In the beginning, I thought you were an a-hole. But we used to go down to TJ a lot. We used to party together, at my house. Us bad private kids.
The good days before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID. And I set him up with. I was that guy. It never got repaid, but that would set up my friends.
Oh, I remember this.
With girls.
And you never got anything back.
Yeah, but I set him up with one of my hottest friends named Doreen, Sicilian girl with this attitude. But yeah, then we went to TJ. They're talking, and then the next moment they're holding hands. We go back to our house. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go sleep in the guest room. You could have my bedroom. And so, ever since then, we've been friends. That was the part.
You were the good wingman.
Yeah, I am an awesome wingman.
Hey,
I am
Milton.
not the C blocker. Okay.
Hey Milton.
Yeah.
Can you hook me up with someone?
Someone
around 30?
Yeah, I guess I was gonna say like you're.
Come on, Milton.
The people I know
You
are
keep
older,
bragging about it, Milton, but you haven't shown me. So can you hook me up with someone around
I
30?
don't have many girlfriends, because once you're married,
you've already given them away.
Yeah, exactly.
How could you, Milton?
Yeah, if I was single, then we'd be talking. But it's like hard to tell your wife, "Oh yeah, I'm talking or I'm hanging out with this girl. She's just my friend." It's the same reason I don't really allow my wife to have guy friends.
Right.
Now, I mean, it's just in the beginning. Now it's like
you have a bunch of kids. So it's like
you have a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
exactly. So those are our quasi friends, like the parents of our kids' friends,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm single forever.
Yeah. Okay. One last one. Have you ever had any broken bones? And if so, which one?
Nope.
Okay.
I am the most cautious person you'll ever meet.
But
I haven't broke a single bone.
Cautious, I mean.
I'm hyper cautious.
You're hyper cautious?
See, where you guys were doing all that crazy crap out when you were kids. No.
Yeah.
I'm on the sideline sitting down reading a book.
Okay.
See, I'm the nerd, the one that you made fun of. I'm the band geek, the one you made fun of.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the one who doesn't have any broken bones. I'm the one laughing at you guys when you're crying on the floor.
You would think as a kid, because in a kid you're playing rough and you're going on the jungle gym and
I was careful
off of roofs and stuff.
I was careful in the jungle gym. Are you kidding me?
All right. Then
you can call me boring all you want.
Like a normal kid, because normal kids sort of take chances.
Oh no, I'm smart.
Push the limits.
I'm too smart.
Right.
Even as a kid, I was smart.
All right.
I mean, that's why fun fact, guys.
Yeah.
My third grade teacher sent me to the psychologist because she thought I was misbehaving and didn't know what I was doing in class and disrupting it. Guess what the psychologist said?
What?
I was bored because I was too smart.
Okay. All right.
And she was mad at me after that.
So even at an early age, you took the precautions.
Yeah. I was too smart.
You know what? In my 49 years of being around, I've only broken one thing.
One bone.
One bone.
Oh.
So it
Which one?
was, I want to say it was 8th grade year, and during PE at my junior high.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's always PE. It's always PE.
It's always PE.
In
right?
junior high, old man.
Oh, dude,
Middle school.
When did they come up with middle school?
In the 90s. In the 90s.
I guess so.
Yeah, after you graduated, you old fossil.
Junior high sounds so cool. It's like
No, middle school. There's a middle
Stuck
school
in
right
the
over here.
The middle child.
There's a middle school right across the street from you, Milton.
I know. Those are the ones
Hillsdale.
my kids go to. Or at least I have one daughter going there. that
Yeah,
was in
good.
high school,
Yeah, that's
that
where I
was
went to.
college. Okay.
That's where I went to.
So I was playing soccer. I played football and basketball. You got to remember 7th, 8th grade. This was the introduction to playing football and basketball.
Yep, the good ones.
And I was like, shoot, I might as well play soccer. And so I was playing soccer. And the way you're supposed to kick a soccer ball is you're supposed to kick it with the sort of inside of your foot. I wish we had Gooch here because Gooch is I've seen him play soccer. Okay, when we were playing
Inside of the foot right here.
inside foot, yeah. I played with Gucciani against the kids, right?
Yeah.
And I saw the stuff that he was doing. I mean, he is a legit soccer player.
Right.
So what I did, I think I even had basketball shoes on. That's how dumb I was.
Oh.
Is I kicked the ball straight on,
Don't do that.
and another guy kicked it at the same time. So what it did is it broke my toe, my right big toe.
Oh
And I knew right away there
no!
was something going on.
Why?
And it hurt so bad.
Yeah, you broke it.
I broke it.
Yeah, that's it.
And so I just remember going to Kaiser Zion. I picture it like it was
Yesterday.
and my mom took me, and I just remember the pain and agony I had going because it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, it swells. Yeah.
And so they did the X-ray, and there was a crack in my toe.
Oh,
And
fractured your toe.
Fractured
oh,
my
hell
big
no.
toe. And then you don't.
Hell no.
People don't realize like for balance, like when you like hurt your toe, like jam it because you haven't broken it, but you jammed it somewhere.
Oh,
right?
I have.
Like,
I've jammed a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that on the stairs?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
anywhere, yeah.
or
Band practice.
Yeah.
A lot, actually. Yeah.
So it sucked because it's junior high, and
need
I'm
balance.
having the time
Yeah.
of my life and
Not.
playing sports and having awesome teachers.
Must be nice
and being
playing
a good
sports.
student.
I'm reading.
And being interested in girls, because it's junior high, it's the time of my life. Yeah. And then I had this ugly ass boot on me and clutches. I lost my
Picking up
coolness.
some girls.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny part is like
Yeah.
I started getting better,
Yeah.
and so the soccer team needed somebody, and so they put me at goalie, and I sucked, dude. I must have allowed 6 goals. I mean, the ball was rolling
So
so
bad.
slow, and I just still
Missed it.
because I thought like I had good reaction time and I'd be able to do it. Luckily, we still in the game, but I got harassed so much when they're like, the guys were like, I heard you allowed 6 goals, and this was just coming off of my broken toe. So yeah, that's 5 random questions.
And that's our session.
That is our session.
So-
We'll see you on Friday. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed Milton's rant. Never bet on the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football.
Don't bet
because-
on any team
on Sunday night.
football.
Yeah, it's bad
I'm
juju.
starting to think like the Chiefs don't like me because they put me through hell.
Yeah, so we'll see you on Friday. Have a good day.